Recently, a family member and I were talking about how can someone look at a photograph and determine whether or not someone's into someone. And I think Diddy and Cassie are a great example of showing in photographs alone, without any words, someone not being into you. So if you look at Cassie on the left, she's leaning more towards the left and her head's cocked to the far left. And Diddy's like leaning his head to the left to try to like match hers. But if you look at her like torso, for example, she's not pressing it towards him. She's like moving it away from him. Usually animals, and human beings are animals, expose their belly to people and anyone they trust. But when you don't, you kind of turn it away to shield yourself because you know all of your vital organs are there. So in a nutshell, you can see right here that she's very uncomfortable. But that smile, it doesn't look like a forced smile, but maybe someone made her laugh and then he's just like kind of thing. Right here, for example, if you look at Diddy and Cassie once again, you'll see that his head's over towards the right, and her head, she's kind of got it cocked over towards the right as well. I mean, his head's cocked over towards the right, but she got it over towards the right, like trying to be away from him. And then they have a gap between them right here. Some people can say, oh, well, maybe they had an argument, or maybe she wasn't happy, or maybe she was sick or whatever. No, let's keep it a buck. A lot of these pictures are telling that this couple was not what they tried to portray themselves to be. She wasn't happy with him. He wasn't a good guy to her. And deep down inside, her microaggressions were showing, you know. So then if you look at pictures of Jennifer Lopez and also P. Diddy, there is a common theme of her leaning away from him too. A lot of these women that he was dating either really thought they liked him or didn't like him and used him to climb the social ladder. And JLo was definitely one of those women that climbed the social ladders because of him and his weakness for women that aren't black. Let's just keep it a buck. So if you look at this picture of JLo and Diddy from way back when, yeah, he's like holding her hand, and if you look at her body, I don't know if I could put an angle, but you can see like she's leaning more towards the right, like she's kind of like walking in a way like kind of away from him, and she doesn't seem that happy. Like, look, if you look at her face, it kind of seems like kind of empty and like kind of just like, I want to get this over with as soon as possible. He looks empty too, of course, but you know that these women were these women were thinking something like, I can't wait to get the fuck away from him. Now this picture is just agonizing. So this is Diddy and JLo. I think it was at the Grammys in like 2002. And if you see this picture, it's not flattering whatsoever. So let's start with the obvious. Look at her face. She looks drained. She doesn't look happy, and she's turned away from him. And she does not look like someone that's excited to be next to her man. And look at this guy. And once again, his head's leaning more towards her, and she's leaning her head away. And you see that space right there, and how she has her body turned away. And even right here, she has her body's turned away to a drastic amount. She does not want him touching her. She does not want to be around him. She don't like him. She does not like him. She did not like him. No one can ever convince me that she liked this man at all. I never even heard her talk good about him after they broke up. I mean, if she did, it was minute and it was kind of like whatever. But she used him to get tongue-tied. She used him to get to where she is now. And when you see her with Ben Affleck, her husband, look at this. Look how happy she is. People could say, oh, well, that's her husband. Of course, she's going to be happy. What I'm saying is, in order for someone to be your husband in the United States, you got to go through the phase. You're dating. I'll put the definition of dating up so people don't think I mean relationship. You're dating, you enter a relationship, and then you marry. You had to know that you liked each other in order to get married. And see this smile on this woman's face, ear to ear, like a little kid, like a fat kid that just got cake. That's her. She looks happy, and he's doing the weird kiss, and she still accepts that because she loves him. And he's pushing her in with his little hand. And that, be honest, they look happy. They look very happy. And this is another picture of them. You see how she's glowing, smiling, like she's happy with this man that she really loves? Do you see that difference between that picture of Diddy and her versus here? And we can say, oh, maybe she matured. No, people are going to be people. And when you don't like someone, body language, like I said, microaggressions are prominent. Like it's just hard. It's just very challenging to hide. Now this picture, yes, they're close together, but it looks like he pulled her in, and look, she won't even make eye contact with him. Yeah, he's looking at the camera and stuff, but it's been seldom pictures I've seen of them make eye contact. There might be a handful, but not many. And then, like, if you look at her body, it looks like she's kind of like trying to turn away. If you look at her knee, yeah, that's not good. Right here, this don't look like a happy couple at all. Empty in this, and her face, he's trying to like do that little zesty emptiness in both faces. He's trying to do that little zesty smile that he does. No. And right here, you even see her with her hand, like, it's not even like an open palm and like her smiling. It does sincerely look like she's trying to push him away. And her head, once again, is cocked to that left. She don't like him. She didn't like him here. And she didn't like him here. Emptiness once again. But Mark Anthony and her, spiciness, romance, passion, love. Look at how he got his hand on her lower back. And how that palm is open. And their heads are touching. Look at that. Foreheads, sides of their faces touching. Forehead almost touching. She's pushing him into her, and she's pushing her. And they love each other. They couldn't get enough. She probably want to get a whiff of that Mark Anthony at that time when they were together, girl. And Cassie, girl, this girl looks sad. Like, she don't look happy. Essentially, what I'm getting at is photographs are telling Diddy did something to these women. I think Jennifer Lopez never liked him, and I think that this woman either was with him. We got to be honest. Like, Cassie, maybe she did like him, or maybe she was with him to climb the social ranks too. But she wasn't happy, and she was abused, and she should not have been, and that's wrong. And even right here, you see that emptiness and that gap. There should not be no gap if you madly in love with someone. But then let's skip to her husband. Girl, look at how there's the energy even feels different just through photographs. Like, she's kissing on him, she's pushing her neck against him, like any and every part of her being is on him. And then you see right here, they're cheek to cheek, hair to hair, neck to neck. It's spicy, girl. And then, like, even right here, they're just snuggled up next to each other. It's just a simplistic picture, no makeup. It looks like something done on a Polaroid. It's cute. Right here, you see that difference? That hug, his hug. When they're looking out at the cameras, that sincere smile. And see right here, this picture is the most telling about Diddy and Cassie right here. You see how she's pressing her stomach up against that man that got her pregnant? That is her child. Like, a baby is so precious and so fragile. And when you put your belly against anyone or allow them to touch you, that means you trust them with everything. You don't think they're going to harm you in any way. And you see that right here? Trust. And yep. And I don't need to say any more. What I'm getting at is psychology points out a lot that microaggressions that people don't notice, and I just wanted to point that out about, like, did Jennifer Lopez love Diddy? Do I think so? No. Do I think Cassie may have thought she did? Yes. And then she realized she didn't. But, things happen. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I'm Betty Confetti. I could do more celebrity pictures and, like, analyze them. If this goes anywhere, I'll definitely be more, I'll have a wider vocabulary when I'm discussing this topic of people and photographs, whether they do or don't like each other. Anyway, Betty Confetti signing off. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back with more.